weird, scary, creepy thing that happened to me. So 5 days ago, Magnus and I spoke about my Wikipedia page because someone on Substack in that video 5 days ago that I really liked the Wikipedia page. I had nothing to do with it. Someone sent it to me and I was like, well, this is nice. It really focused on a lot of the
Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite strong.
Hi, this is Angel. They were once hailed as Hollywood's golden duo, the couple who could do no wrong. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds seem to live in perfect harmony, their charm as effortless as their playful jabs on social media. They gave interviews that sparkled, made generous donations, and projected the kind of polished warmth that made fans believe they had cracked the secret to balancing fame and authenticity. But behind the glossy facade, something darker was brewing. Whispers began to leak from film sets and production rooms, murmurs of power plays, tense creative showdowns, and subtle acts of retaliation. At first, the gossip was dismissed as harmless industry noise. Yet over time, those whispers grew into something undeniable, a full-scale controversy that would shatter the myth of Hollywood's most beloved pair. Suddenly, the couple once adored for their wit and relationship goals aesthetic were at the center of a storm, one that involved leaked recordings, suspicious legal filings, late-night meltdowns on talk shows, and rumors of orchestrated smear campaigns. It was a sharp fall from grace for two people who had built their empire on the illusion of lightness and laughter. Now, fans are asking the question no one ever thought they'd have to: did we ever really know Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds? Or were we just sold the perfect story? What began as a small spat between co-stars, Justin Baldoni, the calm, philanthropic filmmaker, and Blake Lively, the fiercely image-conscious actress, has spiraled into a sprawling Hollywood war. What once looked like creative friction on the set of It Ends With Us now resembles a tangled web of lawsuits, leaked audio, PR warfare, and betrayals that could reshape both careers forever.
Direct knowledge tell TMZ, lots of the stars who attended the events on Sunday were confused as to why Blake and Ryan appeared on the show while they battled it out in court surrounding the movie It Ends With Us.
Ways more details come to light. One question keeps echoing across Hollywood: is this meltdown the product of genuine wrongdoing or the result of a calculated vendetta? Maybe, just maybe, it's a bit of both. What unfolds next isn't just another celebrity dispute, it's a tangled narrative of ego, coincidence, and power. A story filled with brilliant PR minds, secret meetings, and too many accidents to ignore. Think of it as a psychological thriller, except every player in it swears they're the victim. Prepare yourself. You're about to see just how fast a golden reputation can fracture once the spotlight burns too bright. It all began, strangely enough, with a podcast. Not a gossip show or tabloid leak, but Freakonomics, one of the most respected programs in media, known for dissecting economics, culture, and the hidden mechanics of power. No one expected chaos to start there. But when an unexpected glitch disrupted one of its most high-profile episodes, the cracks in Blake and Ryan's immaculate image suddenly became impossible to ignore. Freakonomics isn't your average talk show. It's a platform that blends intellect with accessibility, a place where major economists, policymakers, and even the occasional celebrity unpack the unseen forces shaping society. They've hosted Nobel laureates, industry disruptors, and global CEOs. So when Ari Emanuel, the formidable head of WME and one of Hollywood's most powerful dealmakers, took the mic as a guest, expectations were sky high. It was supposed to be another polished, insightful episode, the kind that trends on business Twitter and racks up millions of listens. But that night, something strange happened. The entire recording, both audio and video, mysteriously failed. No backups, no salvage segments. Nothing. For a show as meticulous and technically sound as Freakonomics, this was unheard of. Insiders said it was the first complete data loss in the podcast's history. Within hours, rumors began to swirl. Was it really a simple technical glitch, or had something, or someone, intervened?
Justin Baldoni's attorneys got back regarding that filing, and they basically called them out, as they always do. And I'm going to show you what they said. They said, given how actively the Lively parties have publicized and litigated Ms. Lively's claims in the media, we are surprised to now learn how vehemently she wants to prevent the public from accessing material and relevant evidence.
For a series that had aired thousands of interviews without a single glitch, the sudden technical failure at Freakonomics felt a little too convenient. especially once whispers began to circulate about what, exactly, Ari Emanuel had said before the feed went dark. According to multiple attendees, Emanuel had casually, and perhaps recklessly, brought up behind-the-scenes friction between Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni. At one point, he reportedly referred to Baldoni by a mocking nickname, Baloney or Baloney, depending on who's telling the story, drawing awkward laughter from the live audience. But the real shock came when he allegedly implied that Baldoni had been quietly pushed out after pressure from Blake and Ryan. Within hours, the rumor mill was spinning at full speed. Was this just a coincidence? A random malfunction? Or did someone make sure those comments never reached the public? Given Emanuel's status as a Hollywood power broker and the fact that his agency represents both Lively and Reynolds, the optics were impossible to ignore. What started as a missing podcast episode now looked like something far more deliberate, a controlled burn designed to protect two of Hollywood's brightest stars from a very public embarrassment. Would it really be so unbelievable for a corporate giant to quietly bury evidence that painted its top-earning stars in an unflattering light? The Freakonomics team swore it was nothing more than a freak technical glitch, a tragic loss of valuable content, not a calculated cover-up. They said they were just as disappointed as any listener would be, but that defense unraveled. Fast, a journalist who'd been in the audience that night, reportedly captured a discreet audio recording of the event, and what it revealed was damning. In the leaked clip, Ari Emanuel's mocking tone is unmistakable as he jokes about firing Baldoni, followed by laughter that feels more nervous than amused. The snippet paints a picture of Hollywood power players closing ranks, uniting to quietly sideline a co-star who'd become too inconvenient. Within hours, social media lit up. Theories multiplied. Had someone inside the agency orchestrated the recording failure to protect Emanuel, and, by extension, Lively and Reynolds, from public fallout? The missing episode suddenly transformed from an unfortunate accident into a potential act of corporate damage control, the kind of scandal that exposes just how far Hollywood's elite will go to protect their own.
This led Justin to eventually speak out, saying, "This is all BS, that I didn't harass her in any way, shape, or form. She tried to steal my movie from her. I bent over backward to accommodate her."
And by extension, for Lively and Reynolds, the leaked audio was nothing short of explosive. You can hear Ari Emanuel's voice, unfiltered and dripping with confidence, casually referring to Justin Baldoni by that same mocking nickname, Baloney. Then, with a tone of almost boastful ease, he admits to firing him. In the background, there's a ripple of uneasy laughter, the kind that says no one in the room is sure whether they've just heard a joke or a confession. Emanuel pushes forward without hesitation, painting the decision as a matter of good business. He alludes to "it ends with us," hints at creative conflict, and subtly positions Baldoni as the problem while portraying Lively and Reynolds as the wronged parties. But outside that room, the narrative took on a life of its own. The question dominating Hollywood gossip circles wasn't if Baldoni was fired, it was why. Did Emanuel truly act on his own instincts as a power broker, or was he merely executing the will of two of his most bankable clients, protecting their image at all costs? Baldoni had been cast opposite Blake Lively in It Ends With Us, a film already carrying heavy emotional weight and sky-high expectations. But whispers soon spread that Lively and Ryan Reynolds, though not officially part of the production team, were quietly pulling strings behind the scenes. Then, almost overnight, the press began labeling Baldoni as difficult, a narrative that felt curiously coordinated, as if an invisible PR hand had begun shaping the story. The leaked Freakonomics audio only deepened the suspicion. In it, Ari Emanuel doubled down on his disparaging remarks about Baldoni, but the partial recording conveniently cuts off before revealing what actually triggered his hostility. Was Baldoni truly unprofessional? Or had he simply stood in the way of what Lively and Reynolds wanted from the project? The missing context turned speculation into wildfire. For his part, Baldoni flatly denied any wrongdoing, insisting that his only goal was to deliver the best version of the film. His supporters, including a few crew members speaking anonymously, argued that what really happened was a calculated smear campaign, orchestrated to remove a co-star who refused to bend to the couple's creative control, an allegation that Lively and Reynolds have never directly addressed, though their silence speaks volumes. As fragments of the scandal began to leak into public view, the internet did what it does best. It started digging within days. Online sleuths unearthed a piece of footage that sent shockwaves through fandom circles. An old, unsettling talk show clip featuring none other than Ryan Reynolds himself. For years, Reynolds has carefully cultivated a persona built on charm and wit, the quick-tongued comedian who can diffuse any awkward moment with a perfectly timed punchline. But in this resurfaced segment, the humor didn't land the way it used to. The moment, once brushed off as edgy or playful, now looked eerily calculated in hindsight. A flash of the same manipulative streak the couple was being accused of behind the scenes.
Groveling apology he sent her in this voicemail at 2 a.m. It's interesting, by the way, he has it. I guess he was taping his own voicemails, because this is, according to TMZ, coming from him or his team.
In this archived talk show appearance, Reynolds recounts filming a scene with actress Olivia Wilde, a lighthearted anecdote that now feels far heavier in retrospect. He describes a moment in which Wilde, for comedic effect, placed his hands on her body during a take, only for him to realize afterward that her top featured playful little smiley faces, where modesty might have been expected. At the time, Reynolds told the story with his trademark breezy charm. The audience laughed. The host laughed. It was classic Ryan. Cheeky, confident, effortlessly in control. But as the clip resurfaced in a very different cultural moment, laughter quickly turned to unease. Today, with heightened awareness around boundaries, consent, and respect on set, many viewers no longer see the story as harmless. To some, it sounded less like an innocent behind-the-scenes mishap and more like a man bragging about an incident that turned a co-star into the punchline. Critics accused Reynolds of trivializing a professional boundary, treating someone else's personal space as a prop in his ongoing performance of charm. As the clip circulated across social media, discomfort grew into outrage. People pointed out that Reynolds had told this story on national television, seemingly unfazed by how it reflected on either Wilde or himself. The timing, given the rumors surrounding his and Lively's behind-the-scenes behavior on It Ends With Us, felt almost poetic, or damning, depending on who you asked. As the ongoing controversies with Lively and Baldoni unfolded, a darker narrative began to form, one that painted Hollywood's golden couple as dangerously out of touch with the people around them. Suddenly, fans and critics alike were asking the same uneasy question. If Reynolds can joke so casually about such an intimate moment on national television, what happens when the cameras aren't rolling? The speculation was relentless. Was this just a relic of a less sensitive era, or proof that the power couple's influence had long gone unchecked? At the time of writing, Reynolds has yet to publicly address the clip's re-emergence. Meanwhile, his role in the upcoming Deadpool installment has become the center of debate. Could Marvel's most bankable wisecracker finally see a dip in box office appeal because of these personal controversies? As the chatter grew louder, so did the calls for accountability. Not just over a resurfaced interview, but over the larger fiasco swirling around the couple. One that many now viewed as a symptom of celebrity entitlement, corporate protection, and unchecked PR control. And then there was Blake Lively. For years, her public image had been nearly bulletproof. The stylish darling, the talk show favorite, the effortlessly composed Hollywood sweetheart who could charm anyone from morning hosts to magazine editors. But after her clash with Justin Baldoni, the internet began digging, hunting